Yeah, racism is a major human problem, still. And Muslims are certainly not exempt from racism. There's different types of racism in the Muslim world than, say, in the West. I mean, Muslims have never had really a color racism. It's much more about tribe and clan and family and, and also now, like, for instance, some of the Arabs might look down on, say, Pakistanis or South Asians, but there was a time when it was quite the opposite. I mean, the South Asians were up on the top. And then again, that's about power, and that's the nature of the world. And that's why the world is a kind of uninteresting place from that perspective, because so much of the world is about power. And that's why, like, Bernie Madoff is such a wonderful gift to humanity, because Bernie Madoff, to me, once you understand Bernie Madoff, you can never take the world seriously. Because Bernie Madoff he was the head of several charitable foundations. He was lecturing on ethics. He was the head of Yeshiva Business School, and he stole their whole endowment. And he had plaques of honors. I mean, that's the world. The world will honor the most dishonorable and contemptible people, because the world is about appearances and not about reality. And it's very easy to fool people in the world, because people are generally naive and they're generally simple. And that's why the venal people and the worst types of people in the world get along very well in the world. For however long they get along. I mean, Bernie did quite well for quite some time, and his wife even got off with, I think, $2.5 million or something, but she didn't know anything about it, of course. I mean, that he'd stole $60 billion. I mean, my wife knows everything about everything I make and everything. And he had one accountant. He had one CPA. I mean, that's a lot. And that CPA didn't know anything about it either. He was shocked as everybody else. Bernie's sons were shocked, even though he set them up in business. Everybody's shocked. All of Bernie's best friends, one of his closest friends said, "I can't believe it. He was one of the nicest guys I ever knew." I mean, that's just dunya. So, at a certain point, I mean, the thing about it is, and this is it, I'm going to tell you the truth. You're a young man, like I've been around long enough to know something. We're aliens. Really, this is not our planet. We're just here for a short time. It's like a prison that you've been put in, and behave well and you'll get off with good behavior. Really, just behave well, but ignore the other inmates. Really, because it's crazy. And there's a lot of nutcase people out there. And prison makes people mad in some ways. So you just have to, Imam Malik said, and this is one of my favorite statements that I've ever heard, and this is worth the whole sitting through this whole lecture for this, really, it is. Imam Malik said, I knew a people, adraktu qawman, I experienced a people who had no faults, and they preoccupied themselves with faults of others, and God gave them faults. And he said, and I knew another people who had faults, and they preoccupied themselves with purifying their faults and ignored the faults of others, and God removed their faults. So I think the best thing for you is not to be that, and to just be the witness. We're shuhada ala nas. That's what the Quran told us to be, witnesses unto mankind. And if you're really a true witness, then you don't reflect that. If other people reflect that, there's nothing you can do about that other than be a true witness to somebody who is not a racist or who's not and just watch yourself. Because we all have it. I mean, there's people, there's been sociological studies of white people in this culture where they've had them interview different people with the same degrees and everything. but they'd have a black and a Hispanic and a white, and their syntax would change. When they were talking with the black people, their syntax would change. Because there's just sociological assumptions that are really hard to break in people. So racism is very subtle, and it manifests in a lot of different ways, and everybody's carrying around baggage. And everybody's had their time at being on top. You know, the blacks have been on top in human history. You know, the Arabs were on top in human history. The whites were on the bottom for a long time, and the Irish still are. So, you know, their time will come. George Bernard Shaw said, I want to be in Ireland when the end of time comes because everything happens 50 years later in Ireland. Alhamdulillah. It's time for Isha, I think, huh? Is that right? Yeah.